He has responded to Kenyans saying, I'd love to, I really would, but you guys just don't have the infrastructure to carry me.
We all know Chris Brown. We all know him. Before South Africans decide to pick him up again, wipe his tears and raise him to the map for the world to see him. Everybody rejected him. Everybody abandoned him. This is one good reason why I will continue to be grateful to South Africa. And they have good hearts. I guess South Africa is the only country that if they call Chris Brown in the midnight, like in the middle of the night, Chris Brown will never say no to South Africans.
Rwanda has had the likes of John Legend, Kendrick Lamar come perform there. South Africa has had very many international artists performing here. John Legend, Beyonce, my goodness, Kendrick Lamar. I could just go on and on and on at this stage. And so it is at the back of these performances, particularly Chris Brown recently here in South Africa, that got Kenyans rallying on social media to say, hey, you had not been to South Africa for a decade. You performed for some 3 hours when you were there. It was a sterling performance. And come through to our country. He has responded to Kenyans saying, I'd love to, I really would, but you guys just don't have the infrastructure to carry me. Quite literally. And I laugh because our social media specialist is laughing. It's really not a laughing matter. I admire the artist's honesty, and it's true. I mean, you think about the kind of work that went into creativity, craftsmanship, technology, infrastructure that went into us hosting Chris Brown at the F&B Stadium. He was hoisted throughout the stadium. He was flying, essentially. Hoisted from a thing that dangled quite like this. You see they're cleaning the windows, social media here. You know, like how they hoist you when you're cleaning windows on a tall building? Only at a much bigger magnitude. That's the kind of infrastructure that was needed for Chris Brown to put on the kind of performance that he did. World-class stuff. And he said, sorry, Kenyans, I love you. I love East Africa. But, sorry, you guys just don't have the infrastructure to. And they have taken to social media, of course, disappointed. But I want to know what your take is. I think, rather be honest, you know, you've got fans there, you'd love to make it, but you can't because you don't want to fall, potentially to your death. What do you do as an artist? And I suppose these are the kind of things that we should be investing in infrastructure for, right? For the entertainment of our citizens, governments throughout Africa.
I'm not here to talk about the disappointment that Kenyans received from Chris Brown, but rather I'm here to talk about a very important thing, like a crucial stuff that I've noticed about South Africans. As we all know that Kenyans invited Chris Brown to come perform in their country, right? But Chris Brown turned down their request, saying that they do not have the structures he needed for his shows. This actually made Kenyans to feel bad. They all felt bad. They felt downgraded, right? But then there's this thing I noticed, and honestly speaking, this is actually what we need in Africa. South Africans, like most South Africans, they actually felt bad at what Chris Brown said to Kenyans, though some of them understood, right? Some of them understood, and majority of them were like telling Kenyans that they should have put the venue there in South Africa, and a lot of them were mad at Chris Brown, telling him that please, Kenyans are cousin, you can't do this to them, please, can you do this for them? They need to be happy, we love them so much. Like I was just looking at South Africans, like the kind of heart they have those beautiful heart, this amazing heart, this brotherly heart. I said to myself, if every Africans can as well love one another this way, trust me, the continent will be a better place for every one of us. But then I said to myself, even if Chris Brown refused to perform in Nigeria, trust me, I will be the least person that will ever get upset with him. I will never complain, because we all know Chris Brown. We all know him before South Africans decide to pick him up again, wipe his tears, and raise him to the map for the world to see him. And today, every country, like everybody wants to have Chris Brown in their country. So what happens during the time that he was abandoned, during the time that he felt so alone in this world, during the days that he felt like he has no one again except his family members, right? So what happened during those days? Why did we not even remember to at least call him to come perform in our countries? Why will it be now that South Africans has picked him up, dust him up, and placed him on the map for the world to see him again? And right after that that South African show, right after that show, he was called to come pick his award. Yes, he was called, but he didn't show up. Rather, he sent someone to go get the award for him, right? But these are the people that even forgot that he is existing, that he has been existing. Everybody rejected him, everybody abandoned him. This is one good reason why I will continue to be grateful to South Africa. They have good hearts. They have good hearts. They believed in him. They believed in him, despite the fact that nobody sees anything good in Chris Brown anymore. Nobody sees anything in him anymore. Nobody believes in him anymore. But only South Africans believed in him. Like they believed in him. They made him understand that there's still diamond in him. Like honestly, in fact, I guess South Africa is the only country that if they call Chris Brown in the midnight, like in the middle of the night, Chris Brown will never say no to South Africans. Trust me, like you see this thing I'm telling you right now, don't doubt me. South Africa is the only country that when they call Chris Brown on the phone and ask him, please come to South Africa, like right now, and perform for us, Chris Brown will never say no. Even if he's on sickbed, he will quickly come and perform in South Africa. So Kenyans, don't be upset. Do not be upset. And I also love the fact that South Africans stood their ground for Kenyans here. I love that so much, because that also made me to believe that South Africans don't joke with Kenyans like they have been saying it. But this actually proved that they love Kenyans so much. Like they stood their ground, they defended Kenyans. They were so upset, they were so mad at Chris Brown. And I said to myself, this is beautiful. Ever since then, I've been asking myself, can Africans ever unite this way? Like, can we just love ourselves? Most South Africans were actually mad at Chris Brown for refusing to come perform in Kenya, but it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is.